Erin, and welcome to summer. Well, it's not really feeling like summer, and I'm not really dressed like summer, but I am out at the family cottage planting up the pots at the pool. We just opened the pool. It's a mess. Everything out here is a mess. The pool was just uncovered. It takes like about a week before we can kind of get the water settled in it. There's weeding to do, whatever. But planting these containers now means that by the time we're able to really enjoy this, the planters should be really grown in. So I've explained this before, but this pool is part of a little compound of family cottages that goes back 3 or 4 generations now. So there are a ton of families using these 3 cottages all the time throughout the summer. And at any given time, we don't know who's going to be out here and who's not. And that makes it very difficult to maintain any sort of container situation, which is why when I put containers in this pool, I knew we would have to do self-watering containers. 3 years ago, I installed 5 Crescent True Drop rim containers here, and they have been absolute lifesavers. First of all, everyone thinks I'm a big hero because I come out here and plant these, but they look amazing all the time. And all I have to do is tell people how to put water in the reservoir. So today I'm going to be planting up not just the 5 Crescent True Drop containers that I've been planting up for the past couple of years that you guys have seen, but we have a new addition this year, and that's the one I want to start with. So this cute little guy is the slat medium deck box. Because it's on a deck, it's perfect for that. They also make this in a window box version, a square version, I think, and then also a taller, longer 48. And it comes with everything you need, but I've added an option to it that makes it even better. It's on casters. I think these casters are gonna work really, really well here because I just see this planter sometimes being in the way of something that somebody might be doing here. If we set up on the deck here, someone's got a bunch of tables or something, they might want to slide it over here. I'm sort of thinking it's going to live over here most of the time. But how awesome is it that you can just slide it around? And the best thing about this is that these casters slide right in. It was so easy to install these. It took about 5 minutes to put these in. You just pound in the little, I'm sure there's a technical term for it. Let's call it a screw receptor. Put the casters on, which are already built into the bottom of this container. So you can use it with the casters. You can certainly use it without. And then screwing it in, all done. And then the rest of the setup for these True Drop containers is so easy. You need to put the plug in, which is there to make sure that the self-watering portion of the planter works. And then in the off season, you take those out so that they can fully drain, so you don't have to worry about them freezing with water in them. And then there's a little adapter that comes with it, so if you wanted to use these indoors somewhere where you didn't want the overflow, you can install that so that it won't overflow. Obviously these are outdoors, so it's gonna rain, so if that reservoir is already full and more water comes in, it will just drain out like any other pot would. And then all you have to do is take the water indicator tube, put it in this hole. Couldn't be any easier. This is how you're going to tell how much water is in your reservoir and if you need to refill. So with all the other Crescent True Drop containers that I have in this pool area, that's all about big, bold, ornamental statements. This one's a little different. This one is going to be an edible and herb garden, because people live out here and they cook out here, and don't you want herbs for that? I just thought it would be such a fun little touch to have out here. So I'm gonna plant this up with great things for people to eat in it, like this beautiful rosemary. So let's get that done. So the first step is to just obviously add in some potting mix. So all of these True Drop containers work with sort of capillary action through this reservoir in the middle. So this one has a big long reservoir that goes down. So what we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna just kind of push that down so that we've got really good soil contact down in that hole. And then everything else can go in like you would normally put in potting mix. With all the other containers in here, I'm gonna be using my regular time release fertilizer, but this one is going to be edible, so I like to keep it organic. So I'm going to mix in a little bit of my biochar blend, some worm castings, and some insect frass. So I'm actually going to try to keep that stuff out of this corner, and I'll tell you why in a second. So I'm going to do a little bit of a layout here first. So I have 3 strawberries. These are some of the Seascape strawberries that I potted up. I got a whole bunch of them, planted some in my garden and saved a few for here. And put those, I think, in this corner. I have a tomato. This is a micro dwarf tomato. This is dark stripe micro, so it should stay, I believe, small enough to fit in here. I think maybe this tomato can go here. I also bought, this is not obviously edible, but this is a Carolee Petite Pink Gara, because we need some pretty in here, right? So maybe that's in the middle. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Yeah, that's probably in the middle. Thyme, I think, maybe in front. We've got this gorgeous, enormous rosemary. This is from Southern Women Plant Collections. This is Chef's Choice. So a big old rosemary, maybe back there. And then we have some things that I have grown myself. We have this beautiful Everleaf Emerald Towers basil. It's my favorite kind of basil. It is rare and to go. This will get quite large. Maybe there. I also have a beautiful purple sage, which is, certainly as much here for its ornamental purposes as it is for anything else. Maybe that should be here. This guy can go here. Then I have and this doesn't look like much yet, but this is a parsley that I grew. This is an Italian parsley. I think it's called Gigante. I always grow that one from seed. It's my favorite. That will get quite large as well, but I think that'd be pretty back there. And then in this front corner, I have brought, which is why I didn't want fertilizer there, I have brought a couple of nasturtiums, which of course are edible. This is, these again, I grew from seed. Baby red, I believe. So first I'm just gonna tuck those right in this corner because I know that those are gonna go in this corner and I want them to be, they're gonna sort of drape over this corner and that would be quite pretty. So let's put those in right away. And the reason I say we kept the fertilizer out of this area is that nasturtiums really like to be abused. So if you put a lot of fertilizer in with them, they will just grow a ton of leaves and you won't really get much in the way of flowers. So that should fill up this corner. Let's get this guy in. And he will really, this will be big. This is another plant that I grew from seed. So I always pinch off, these bottom leaves so that we can plant this guy deeply. It doesn't matter if you're planting in a container or not. Planting a tomato deeply is a great idea because you can grow additional roots all along the stem here. Now my hope is that this guy's going to stay small enough that he doesn't need any kind of staking. If he does, I will just bring out like a bamboo stake and hold him up that way. This is an ever-bearing type of strawberry, so theoretically we could get strawberries all summer from this. And of course these should drape out the sides of the pot and really fill that area in as well. And then I found these adorable little herb markers. I can put a link to them in the description for you. Like cut metal herb markers. So I obviously don't need all of these, but I will label things because I don't know if everyone will know what's what. Plus, it's just cute. These are cut out of steel, so they'll rust. I want people to know that this is here for them to use, and this is here for them to enjoy. And cutting herbs is the best way to get more herbs. So it's important to use your herbs. Don't ever just save them, because cut away at those plants, because they will grow more and give you more. So I'm going to fill up the reservoir first, but it's really important that you water from the top for, the first couple of times at least. Okay, there we go. I think it's so cute. I can't wait for this to grow in, and I hope everybody loves it. But now on to the other containers. So my wonderful cousin is going to come over and help plant, but I did lay out the plants that are going to go in these big rim planters. In the center we have Royal Hawaiian White Lava Colocasia. You remember last year I had Royal Hawaiian Waikiki. And I did not successfully overwinter those. I managed to kill those pretty quickly, so we have to start over with a new colocasia this year. Next up, and this is kind of a shadier spot, so that's why it's going to work back here, is a plant I've been dying to plant, Soft Caress Mahonia. I am very envious of those of you who can grow this as a perennial. This is zone 7 to 9, this gorgeous, beautiful Mahonia. But since I can't grow it in the ground here and have it over winter, I'm going to put it in a container, and it's going to be beautiful. That texture is to die for right there. Okay, now we're on to the three 22-inch rim containers that are on the far side. So this is what you see when you walk into the pool. We've got 3 of them in a row here along the fence, and they're going to be mostly the same, although a couple of the plants are different in some of them. So let me walk through what we have. By the way, astute viewers will recognize this plant right on the other side of the fence as Japanese knotweed. Yes, it's a huge problem. Yes, I'm dealing with it. No, we're not talking about that in this video because that is a big downer, and this is not about a downer video. So because these are against the fence, I don't feel like I have to center anything. In the back, it's going to be, well, it looks like a pot, but it's not. This is Tropicana Canna, which I've been growing. They're very slow to get started. I have no doubt that they're gonna take right off as soon as I get in here. So that's in the back, in the center. Moving around in a circle, HS Date Dahlia. These are the dahlias that I grew from cuttings this winter, and they're all looking great. And this is a good one for a container because it's shorter. I like the dark foliage on it, bright orange flowers on it. That's going to look great. Then we have, now the other two have a different plant in here, but this is a sample plant. This is Lobelia Hot Pot Purple, so it's a purple lobelia. The others have a really pretty little Kufia in there, and this is just Kufia Lavender. This is a Doom and Orange plant. In the front, and sort of bringing all the heat here, is Luscious Berry Blend Lantana. I had Lantanas in here last year. They did so well. Then Emerald Lace, Sweet Potato Vine. This does not get super long. It mostly is a filler, but it will spill some, which is good. And then in this one, I've got Calibrachoa Calico Starfire Rose. This is a huge flower on this Calibrachoa. This is a Westhoff plant. really enormous one. And then in the other planters, I've got one is a dark blue Proven Winners variety that I'm not allowed to share the name of with you because it's new for next year and they've asked us not to share that information yet. The other one is Easy Wave Blue Velour. Look at that beautiful dark petunia, just gorgeous. And then in the center, just like we did in the big pots, each one of them is going to have a little Silene Sabella Carmine in it as well. So here's a little Silene Sabella Carmine flower. Isn't it pretty? I like to leave the valve kind of easy for people to find. It's usually opposite of the drain overflow, which is not particularly attractive. So what I do is I line those up so those are in the back of the planter, and then all of these drapey plants are going to grow right over this, so you won't even see that once these grow in. Okay, there we are looking down the line here. We're going to wash off the bottom of the containers and everything, of course. So here's the combination with the Proven Winners petunia in it, and then this is another one of the Kufia lavenders. Really loving the look of that. Here is the combination with this really beautiful and big Calibrachoa in it, and the lobelia in it. And then this is the one with the dark wave petunia in it. So, but I think it's broken, so I have to take that stem off. I'd say with most pots, let's wait and see how it grows in. I am a little concerned about those Tropicana cannas. I will come up with another thriller type of plant if those don't make it through, because they're pretty puny, but we'll see. I mean, they're tough plants, and it's a beautiful canna. Okay, so now we just have to fill these all up. My cousin, who is camera shy, is over there filling up all the planters and with water. So she's well trained in the protocol out here. And then we're gonna clean up a little bit. We're gonna make the pool magically not be green anymore, and we will be off to the races on summer. Well, for me, this is a sure sign of summer that we've got these planted. I can't wait to come out here and enjoy them. I hope everybody who uses this pool will love them as much as I do. And I love the fact that I don't have to come out here all the time to water these, because it's very easy to teach everyone how to fill up a true drop container, and that's all they have to do. A big thank you to Crescent Gardens for partnering with me on this video. They did provide this slat planter so I could show you the setup of one. The other ones I bought and have had for several years now. So it's another one of these situations where I really believe in the product that I'm talking to you about. So make sure you subscribe and follow along so you can see how these grow in. I think they're going to be good. And I'm really excited about the herb garden. All right, have a great day in your garden. We'll see you soon.